All right, folks. Today we're going to be talking about the Pacific garbage patch and another garbage patch, but mainly the Pacific garbage patch because this is the main problem. This is where our main problem is because it's giant and it's called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch for a reason. So let's just get straight into it. First off, what's the main thing in there? Plastic. What is plastic? I don't know. What is it made of? I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you how long it takes for it to break down and why it takes so long. So plastics are actually made from distilled crude oils. Oil is heated on different levels in a furnace, and about the third level creates this thing called naphtha. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, which is further manipulated in other heaters and factories into plastic pellets, which are melted down and molded into like plastic bottles and like other residues are used for plastic bags, plastic containers, and like Tupperware, the stuff your mom stores the spaghetti in and it gets stained. We're gonna be talking about those later. Um, yeah, that's plastic. It's a resource we use. It's actually, I think, would be non-renewable because oils are very slow in regenerating. So I think it would be considered non-renewable. Um, in plastic, it can take anywhere from 50 years to break down, all the way to 500 to one time they've estimated a breakdown time frame of about 1,000 years. That is insane. It is because plastics have super strong enzymes that or most organisms cannot break down. No organism has strong enough ability to break down the enzyme that plastics contain, which is like crazy strong. But scientists are and have developed a new kind of enzyme that can break down the enzymes within plastic. So I don't know why they're not throwing that all out there. I have no idea why, but hopefully it'll help get rid of the plastic soon. But yeah, 500 to 1,000 years. So a plastic toothbrush will a, take about it says right there 500 years to break down. Disposable diaper 500 years. A what is that? A plastic cup for and something like a plastic bag will take about 20 years. And I know we all have a lot of plastic bags, so that's like a lot of years worth of baggage to get rid of. So yeah. How do the chemicals used in some plastics leak into the food and drink we consume? So we all eat, we all drink. It doesn't matter how much you eat or drink, you still eat and drink. If you didn't eat and drink ever, you'd be dead. I'm pretty sure. So if you've never eaten or drinking, please call me and we can do an interview because that'd be crazy. But anyway, uh, one way that chemicals from plastics can get into our water, actually not get into our water, get into our food, is when, like I said earlier, plastic Tupperware. When you wash it, the chemicals or the plastic kind of wears and comes down, and chemicals leak into the bowl. And then when you put food in there and store it for a long time, it can get um, those chemicals on it. This happens because the heat heats it up and it causes it to break down and flake and stuff. But yeah, that residue stored in that food, those food containers, can contaminate your food and make it not safe to eat. And it will contain plastics that you should not be consuming at all. Like you shouldn't be consuming any microplastics at all, from what I know. And it can happen even just from scratching it. Little plastic dust particles get on there. You eat up the old chicken and rice, and boom, you're turning into a plastic man. It's over for you. I can't help you. This presentation can't help you. Um, Even plastic bags can have residue that falls off into your food. So if you've got like, I don't know what kind of food you'd put in a plastic bag unprotected. So this one doesn't really apply very much, but it can get on the outsides and maybe get on your fingers and boom, you've got microplastics in your body. So that's not good. Like if you leave a drink or something out in the sun for a long time, a plastic bottle, so you have a bottle of Pepsi, you leave it out there for a long time, the sun will start hitting it. Um, and it'll melt it, and it'll be like, no, no, we're becoming infected with microplastics. Don't drink me. And you're like, and then you're done for. Basically, you're turning into plastic in 3 business days. So yeah, you could also get it from an animal. You know how there's plastics in the ocean. If you eat fish and a fish has eaten plastics, Guess what? The plastic is in that fish now, and it's going to you because you can't really digest it, and you're eating it, and it's in your body, and it is harming you. So overall, that is the main ways that microplastics and stuff like that get into our water and our food, and we need to become more aware of that. So be careful washing your dishes. Wash them with cold water in your sink with a sponge. Don't scratch it or anything. You got to be really, really careful. And this one is one I was actually really surprised to learn. Some chemicals used in making certain plastics mimic estrogen. If you don't know what estrogen is, it is a hormone produced by both males and females that really determine your features, whether more masculine or feminine, and your gender basically when you're born. So, like, if you've got high testosterone levels and lower estrogen levels, then you're going to be male or more male presenting. And if you got higher estrogen levels and lower testosterone levels, but they're still balanced out equally to maintain, obviously, both of those are still balanced out in a way to maintain your, like, what word am I looking for? Maintain your DNA, to maintain you. Then if you have more estrogen, you'll be more female presenting or you'll be female. Most of the time, men have higher testosterone levels and women have higher estrogen levels. But the thing is, these levels cannot get too high. So, basically, having too much estrogen right now for a male can hormonally disrupt the growth of someone. So for me, let's say I'm 14, I'm growing. Let's say I eat 1 million pounds of estrogen. Guess what? I won't be, I won't hit my growth spurt until I'm like 39. I'm done for. I'm not gonna get taller. I'm done for. Um, and in women, it can cause, um, it can cause breast tenderness, which is essentially like your chest area starts to become like it starts to take. You start to experience pain. They become more sensitive. You start to experience more pain from more things. So if you're wearing just a slightly tight shirt, it's like, ow, this hurts. I don't want to wear this. It can also cause, what is this right here? Cramps. You know how ladies already get cramps on their menstrual cycle? Imagine having cramps double because too much estrogen and then having an irregular menstrual cycle. That is awful. You don't want that. You don't want that. And it can also, for men, lead to obviously lower testosterone levels, which will harm you in private ways, and it can also cause weight gain and stuff like that. Watersheds. We've gone over this before many times. You've heard watershed since you were what? Sixth, seventh grade, eighth. First time I heard a watershed was last year. But watershed is an area of land that drains water into one specific point, like a lake or an ocean. So streams come down and they empty into there. There'll be a graph on the screen right here. It's gonna empty into there. And a tributary is a river or stream that flows into that larger body of water. So it'll be like the water's here, and it flows in there. Boom, it's flowing in there. Um, yeah, it's like a river or stream, and it flows into that watershed. And that's basically it. It's actually two really, really simple things. Here's some things about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch that I found. Speed this up a little bit. Um, it's obviously a large spot on the ocean with trash in it and on the water surface. It was formed by what I think is gear, which is a large whirlpool that pulls on the trash and keeps it there. Um, and it is said to be twice the size of Texas, so probably like this big, yay big, yay high. Um, it's about it's got about 80,000 tons of trash in it, which is a lot. That's like weighs a little more than me, probably. I'm not entirely sure. Um, the middle has some of the highest density for trash, and some of the trash in there dates all the way back to 1960, but the public did not find out about its existence till 1997 because the government does that. But that's not the topic. And on the topic of cleaning up the oceans, who is this random guy? Who is Boyan Slat? Boyan Slat, and why is he important to the health of the ocean? Boyan Slat is a 29-year-old Dutch inventor and CEO of the ocean cleanup nonprofit company. His goal is to help clean up our oceans. He is important to the health of our oceans because he's creating technology to remove plastics and other debris and dirt from the oceans in a swift and efficient manner. He's basically just a big scooper that goes in and gets that trash up, and like robot machine things you hook on the back of your boat that go and they pick all that trash up and they convey it up into a big storage depot, or yeah, depot. So yeah, he's basically one of our main contributors with cleaning up the oceans right now. So he's really important. Honestly, if you can, I'm not sure entirely sure if you can donate to him. Donate and help that guy out because he is basically right now helping save our Earth, which is very good. We really need that. If we don't save our Earth, we'll all die, and that's not good. I'd prefer not to. And then now we're on to the North Atlantic garbage patch. So uh, I didn't know this was going to be in here, so I actually got to learn some new things. Um, it is obviously another large garbage patch within the ocean. It is said to be hundreds of kilometers long. I couldn't find an exact number, but it says the debris density is about 20,000 units of debris, I would say, per square kilometer, which is a lot if it's 100 kilometers. If it's hundreds of kilometers, so plural, so not 100, not 200, not 300, maybe 400, 500, maybe 600, 800. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't say thousands, so it's in the hundreds somewhere. So it could be anywhere from 999 to 100, not 100 to 200. I'd say about right there if you're going to go off hundreds. It cannot be seen from space. None of the patches can be seen from space. That is a myth. It can drift up to 16,000 kilometers north and south seasonally, so fall, winter, back and forth. The garbage stays in its area because of the gyre. It rotates and keeps it there, even though it's moving. Um, and there's not a lot of focus to actually clean this one up because of the large focus on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which gets a lot more attention than the North Atlantic Garbage Patch does, and any other garbage patch in general. What can I do to lessen the plastics in the ocean, just for my own thing? Well, one thing, when you go grocery shopping, you can ask to use a paper bag instead of a plastic bag because those are main polluters. Even though they don't last very long, they are still not good. Another thing, you can start using reusable straws or paper straws. Because if you're using a reusable straw, you can just wash it, use it. You don't have to get rid of it. Paper straw, paper decomposes. Paper is easier to decompose, and you can recycle paper into writing paper, and boom, that'll be gone, guys. Gone. And another thing is you can recycle any kind of plastic that you encounter that is recyclable. Always recycle your plastics when you can. If you don't recycle your plastics when you can, they get sorted in the wrong place and they get dumped in places and they get dumped in the ocean. And they'll be in the ocean and they'll kill our Earth. And that's not good. So recycle. And here's all my sources. Thanks, guys. And that is it.